You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every Sunday right here, 7 a.m., Go Country 105. Yeah, it's a great time zone, great time slot for us to be sharing information with you. Let me remind you, if you ever have any more finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it. I guess I better get my...
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Today, let's see what we're celebrating. How Respect for Parents Day. Respect for Parents Day. Maybe we ought to send that message out somewhere. I don't know. National Minority Donor Awareness Day. International Mahjong Day. I remember my mom used to play Mahjong years and years ago, maybe decades ago. My mother-in-law still might even play that. This one could get me in trouble. I am not going to be celebrating National Girlfriend's Day. No, I will not celebrate that one. After 34 years with one girlfriend, I think that's more than, well, I guess I better not say girl. You know, in this politically correct society, is it girlfriend or is it wife? I better go on and say it's also National Raspberry Cream Pie Day. Got to call our friends over at Polly's Pies and see what they're doing for National Raspberry Cream Pie Day. Looking good right there. Hey, but if you're watching us on socials right now, it is Wednesday morning. We record our programs. If you're listening to us on radio, we actually record every Wednesday morning, 10:30 a.m. on all of our social channels. So you can check us out right there, 10:30. You can go in there and hit the like button or subscribe button on YouTube. You can hit the bell on there, and I'll give you notifications of when we're going live. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, that's when you can put them right in there into the chat windows on any of our social channels. We watch those. We monitor those throughout the entire broadcast. If you got any questions, if you want to just say hello, you can actually just type in there hello, and we'll see that as well. If you like the show, let us know. If you don't like the show, let us know. If there's topics you want us to cover, let us know that as well. Today we're going to cover what I think is a fascinating topic, because I've been talking about this for 25 years, right? How to retire on $15,000 a month. Now, it's probably a little more than that now, just because the numbers are bigger, the arbitrage is bigger. But how do you retire on $15,000 a month? No IRA, no 401k, and yes, indeed, you do have a mortgage. So how do you do that? So we're going to chat about that today, but let's take a look and see if we've got anything to talk about in our problem solver segment. Appraisal's still a big concern right now. That's a big issue where property values are going up so much that appraisal is still not coming into value. They're above what the contract price is. If you're having that problem, we've got a simple solution. We've even documented it. We've had this come up so many times already, where you've got a property that is going into contract, say at $600,000, $700,000, whatever it is, and the appraisal comes in, just a little bit light, maybe $25,000, $50,000 light. I know if you're watching us on any of our socials and you're in Missouri or Mississippi, Louisiana, you're probably saying $50,000 light, $600,000 properties. Well, we broadcast from Southern California. Our property values are extremely high out here. Not that there's a good reason for it, but they are extremely high. So we do see $25,000, $35,000, $45,000 shortfalls on appraisals. Well, how would you like to solve that problem for a fraction of the price potentially? Right? So yes, you can purchase a home when the appraisal is greater than when the appraised value, the purchase contract price is greater than the appraised value. But most of the time you have to come in with the difference. So if your property appraised at $475, but you're in contract at $500, you have to come up with that $25,000 plus whatever your agreed upon down payment is. What if you didn't have to? What if there is a solution where you can come in with significantly less than that amount of money and still get your loan, still keep your loan amount the same, and still keep your payment the same as what you set in your budget? Well, it is possible. And oh, by the way, we've got a free tool for you to take a look at it, rsrappraisalgap.com, rsrappraisalgap.com. You can go there, take a look at the full package on how you can do this. If you want more information on it, give a call to the team at 800-306-1990. You can also text RSR Appraisal Gap to 79564. So you can text that again, RSR Ron Siegel Radio Appraisal Gap to 79564. So you can get that right there. If you're out shopping for a home, yeah, you can go and do that. We've got a book for you on that one too. The Home Buyer's Guide. Text HBG to 79564. HBG to 79564. Or you can go to rsrhbg.com. rsrhbg.com. Let's see what else we might see in the problem-solving segment this morning. So we look at this one. This one's actually different questions that come in over the past week or so. So here's an interesting one. This is another common situation. So families looking right now at they're just buying a new home, but their existing property hasn't sold. They've got a lot of equity in the departing property. So how can we go, and they're looking to buy a $725,000 property, 5% down, and from the departing property, they're going to have an extra $300,000 that they want to apply to their mortgage. Now, here's the question. Can they do that? Can they buy it? And what about what is the process then in order to get that payment reduced? Right? Because that's part of the issue is they don't want to have a payment based on that $725,000 property, 5% down, when they're going to put that extra $300,000 down. Many investors, not everyone, but many investors have an opportunity or have an option for a one-time recast. Now, there may be a waiting period until you can do this, but you can check with the investor and say, can we recast this? What does that mean? Well, you're going to take and make a $300,000 principal payment, so it's going to reduce that principal amount. So I'm just going to round the numbers off and say that 725, 5% down, that's going to be about a $690,000 mortgage. We're going to put an extra $300,000 to it. So now you're at a $390 mortgage, and you're going to ask them if they'll do a one-time recast. So it's a way of possibly doing that without having to go through a full refinance to accomplish pretty much the same thing. Now, you could look at doing a first mortgage and also a home equity line of credit. Those are generally at higher interest rates, so that's a significantly higher interest rate. So that's another option in there. So you're looking at that as another potential. So there are ways of doing it, but we just give you a couple of options right there. So again, if you're looking at buying a new home, again, free tool, text HBG, Home Buyer's Guide, HBG to 79564, and we'll get you that Home Buyer's Guide. We change it every quarter. So it is updated, it's modified, it gives you some super information. And again, for those people that are thinking about buying a new home and don't have the money to do it, there are some very, very interesting and exciting down payment assistance programs, especially in California. We've got a couple of them that are really good. And it might mean you need to have a little bit of money. So maybe on a $500,000 house, you might need to have, say $2,500, $3,000, something along those lines. So it's not going to be 100%, but it's very, very close. What is it costing you to get into that new lease, right? So you're going to probably have to pay money to get into a lease. Well, what if the cost of buying your own home? Now, it may not be that dream home, but you're probably going to be able to buy something for the same at the same quality or the same or very comparable to what you might be leasing, right? So if you're looking at leasing a 2-bedroom home and two-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom condo, something like that, well, maybe you can buy that 2-bedroom condo and use the down payment assistance programs. Are the interest rates a little bit higher? Yes. But you're getting into the property, and in most parts of Southern California and most parts of the areas where I'm talking to you, you're looking at appreciation over 5% per year, 5% appreciation on your property. So if you're paying a little extra on the loan, on the interest rate, maybe you're paying an extra percent on the interest rate or 1.5% on the interest rate, you're still coming out way ahead. So think about that part of it. It's a very, very big benefit to many, many people when they're contemplating that new piece of property, that the new home, and getting into the game. If you have to, I know a few people right now that their leases are up in August or in September. Now, August might be a little bit tight. Our team could get it done, get you into a new house if you got started right away. But for the most part, you're needing to look right now. If you've got a lease ending in September, now is probably a great time to be looking at a piece of property and owning your own property. Now, I have a lot of people that say, well, I don't want to pay mortgage insurance, Ron. And I say, why? Think about this. Mortgage insurance, it can range, and I've seen, 0.5%, 1%, they vary on mortgage insurance. And then I hear people that go and they'll rent a home or lease a home, and it's significantly more than that. Now, there are reasons why you might do that, but let's just think about some of these things. Does it make sense to you to be renting when you could actually be owning? Get in the game. That's the bottom line. Another one that came up this week. I had 2 of them. How long do I have to wait following a foreclosure to buy a new home? Well, FHA says 3 years unless there's extenuating circumstances. How long do I have to wait following a bankruptcy to buy that new home? Again, that's an FHA says 2 years, but there are some specialized loan products out there, and we work with families all the time, helping them in this arena. There are specialized loan products out there that you can get into, and one day out of bankruptcy, one day post foreclosure, self-employed borrowers. If you're writing everything off, you got a great tax person, and that's not my world. I don't do taxes, but say you have a great tax person. Thank goodness you do. You should. And they write everything off. There are still home loans out there that you can get into, and they're not outrageously expensive. Are they more money than a conventional loan? Yes. But you take a look at 12, 24 months of bank statements from your business, see how much money you're depositing. You may qualify for significantly more than you think, but you got to make that call, 800-306-1990. Our team is standing by, can help you out on this, and you are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, reasons why the forbearance will not lead to a wave of foreclosures. We've got a better outcomes segment today. Buying a house if my name is still on the mortgage to the marital home. And yes, we've got the mortgage minute and how to retire on $15,000 a month. No IRA, no 401k, using your mortgage strategically. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air, number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Building your future wealth starts now. Take action and put your money to work for you instead of working for your money. Are you sitting on $100,000 of home equity? Realty Pro 100 has your solution. Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program may increase your net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year. Learn more about the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program by texting My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. License DRE 02059058.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com. Are you a military veteran, first responder, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, then you're a Ron Siegel VIP hero, and you may qualify for rewards up to $5,000 to $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with a Ron Siegel Radio partner. As a valued VIP hero, you receive special savings, rebates, and valuable discounts. Learn more by calling me, Ron Siegel, at 1-800-306-1990 or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. It's just our way of saying thank you.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So let's think about this one. Here's another one we get on a regular basis. And, you know, a lot of people you don't know what you don't know. It's one of my favorite sayings, and it's always very, very obvious. You don't know what you don't know. So I get people calling me and saying, Ron, can we refinance our home? And we start looking at it. And I just had this week. It was something they have a 4.5% first mortgage on their property. 4.5%. Ow! So obviously, they have not been listening to Ron Siegel Radio. And then they start doing the refinance, and we pull their credit, and they've got about, I don't know, there was probably $40,000 in consumer debt. And we look at that consumer debt and say, what happens if we roll all that consumer debt into the home equity? Because there's a lot of home equity right there. So what happens if we roll all of that into the home equity? Well, it's a pretty simple scenario there. And I don't know what happened to our lights in here, but some of them have gone out on me. But hey, you know something, being that we're on Go Country 105, we don't have to worry about that. But we are broadcasting on our social channels as well. Hopefully, Looks like the boards are still working and everything is good. Okay, so Josh is telling me in the background we're still good. Just sitting in the dark. Okay, but here's the issue is family ends up going out and we look at their debts and we're able to save them a boatload of money on their household debt service. What is debt service? It's all the money that you're required to pay every single month. So here's the issue. And we looked at this one and we said, okay, what if we start pay off all those debts with using some of your home equity? Oh, Ron, that's going to take us 30 years to pay off. Well, wait a second. Right now you're making minimum payments. You're sinking and it's going to take you 300 years to pay it off because you've got 30% interest rates and 25% interest rates. Well, take a look at this one because we've done another free tool for you. You can go to rsrrapidpayoff.com, or text RSR Rapid Payoff to 79564, RSR Rapid Payoff to 79564. And take a look at the debt consolidation. We've got a debt consolidation calculator, and we were able to take and get this family's entire debt service cleared up in between 10 and 12 years, depending upon which route they go. 10 and 12 years by following some debt planning. Now, you've heard of financial planning, right? Most financial planners, they're dealing with your assets. Well, at Ron Siegel Radio, we're looking and we can say, hey, maybe who's helping you with your debts? Well, we'll raise our hand and say that we'll help you with those. All you have to do is give us a call at 800-306-1990. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. So let us talk about retiring on $5,000 a month, or $15,000 a month. $5,000 would not be too exciting. $15,000 a month. So here's the issue, and it's something I've been talking about for 20 years. Well, they're not exactly excited when I talk about this. When investment advisors, why would they not be excited about this? Not the advisors are. They have no problem with it. The ones that have the problem are the regulatory agencies, because I'm going to tell you to do something that if you ask your financial advisor, they'll tell you that it makes sense. Regulatory agencies, they don't like it. So here's investing 101. Let's think about these scenarios. We've got two different investment scenarios. First one, let's think about how much you're going to put into this investment. It's got all the following features. You can determine the amount of monthly contributions and length of time for each of the contributions to continue. Okay, you get to make the determination. You decide how long you want to make your contributions. You can pay more than the minimum monthly contribution, but not less. If you attempt to pay less, the financial institution keeps all of the previous contributions. You lose all your money. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. The money in the account is not liquid. So if you need it next year, next week, 2 years, 3 years, not liquid. The money deposited in the account is not safe from loss of principal. So you can lose your money. So think about that. Now you have to make sure you have to make the payment. You have to make the contributions. You can make more but not less. You can lose your principal and you're not protected anyway. Each contribution to the account gives you less safety of principal. So put more money in, you get less money in principal. Money deposited in the account earns 0% rate of return. 0 rate of return. Your income tax liability increases with each new contribution. More taxes. So we want to put money into this vehicle and we get to pay even more in taxes. Don't we pay enough already? Holy cow. When your plan is fully funded, there's no income paid out to the investor, to you. Think about all those characteristics, right? There's 8 or 9 characteristics right there. And they're not exactly the characteristics that we would look for if we're making an investment. Now, let's contrast that with a different investment vehicle. It is liquid. You can get the money very quickly. It is safe. Maybe it's guaranteed. Maybe it's insured, potentially. What is the rate of return you can potentially get? Well, over the last 30 years, the average has been about 8. Not outrageous on any end, but the principal is protected. So you can get a minimum of 2, maximum of 13. It's all the potential numbers right there. We don't make any guarantees on Ron Siegel Radio. I don't even offer the product. I don't sell the product. Nothing to do with it. Although I do know the people that do, and I can put you in touch with the people that do. So you're getting an 8% potential return on your money. You're protected from a loss of principal, but for that trade-off, you're going to give up anything over 13% on the rate of return. Isn't that a shame that you don't get the amount that's over 13%? Most people would be very, very happy with a 13% rate of return. What do you think about those investment vehicles? What do you think if we went into those 2 investment vehicles and could retire on $15,000 a month, potentially, if you followed the strategy? Now, the first one, you may have guessed it already. It's called a mortgage, right? So when you take out a mortgage, a 15-year, 20-year, 30-year, 26-year, 27-year, doesn't matter. Whatever the term is on the mortgage, whenever you take out that mortgage, you've now made an obligation of how much money you're going to send in every single month. And if you miss too many months, the servicing company is going to start a foreclosure. You're going to lose everything, right? That's going to be the problem right there. That's not a good idea. Not a vehicle that if we didn't have to live somewhere, would you pick that as your vehicle? Probably not. And how do you say, well, Ron, you said that your risk gets higher the more you pay. The quote here, each contribution made to the account results in less safety of principal. Well, if you end up going into foreclosure, you lose all of that money. Now, if you were maxed out on the loan to value, you lose less. A lot of people say, well, I want to have my home paid free and clear before I retire. Well, from an emotional standpoint, that might be a good idea. Emotional standpoint. But from a financial standpoint, from dollars and cents, you're borrowing money and you get a higher rate of return somewhere else and it's protected and it's tax advantaged. Well, why wouldn't you think about that alternative? But you say, well, I want to be in that free and clear. Why? I get it from the emotional standpoint. I can't fight your emotions. I won't even try to fight you on an emotional level. But from a financial level, you have a 0 rate of return on home equity always. 0. And I know that there's some other people on radio that are out there saying, yeah, you got to get your house paid off. You have to have no more than a 15-year mortgage, never pay mortgage insurance. Well, they're on the East Coast where they can buy a nice big house for $200,000. In Southern California, for $200,000, you get a nice big garage. Maybe, right? You're not buying the full house. Not in most parts of Southern California for $200,000. So the concept that we want to get to here is let's look at investment opportunities because your home is probably your largest investment. And people treat it like it's something else. Yeah, I know you got to have a roof over your head. I know you need someplace safe to live. I know you need someplace safe to raise your kids or grandkids. Schooling, proximity to your job. I understand all that. But a component of it, maybe 5, 6, 7 on the list of all your important items, is the fact that it's a financial investment. And you wouldn't go and put money into a financial investment that didn't make sense for you. And I told you about a different investment. Now I'm going to tell you how to work it. So here's the issue. We'll talk about it when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we've got a better outcome segment for you. We'll talk about buying a house. Can you do it if your name is still on the mortgage from a departing spouse. Can you do that? And reasons why the end of forbearance will not lead to a wave of foreclosures. All that and more. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Building your future wealth starts now. Take action and put your money to work for you instead of working for your money. Are you sitting on $100,000 of home equity? Realty Pro 100 has your solution. Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program may increase your net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 or more per year. Learn more about the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program by texting My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. License DRE 02059058.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com. Are you a military veteran, first responder, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, then you're a Ron Siegel VIP hero, and you may qualify for rewards up to $5,000 to $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with a Ron Siegel Radio partner. As a valued VIP hero, you receive special savings, rebates, and valuable discounts. Learn more by calling me, Ron Siegel, at 1-800-306-1990 or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. It's just our way of saying thank you.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. Gotta love that Home Digest. It is pretty cool because every month you're going to get an email from our team, and our team is going to get that to you, and it tells you exactly about your property, not about anybody else's property. It only talks about your property, and it's going to tell you what the county recorder knows about it, what the market believes about it. Did it appreciate in the last month? Did it go down in value in the last month? It's going to give you all that kind of information. And again, it's totally free from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio. Reasons why the end of forbearance will not lead to a wave of foreclosures. If you've been out there, and I hear this all the time, I'm going to wait a little while because prices on real estate are going to drop. I wouldn't bet on it. And then I hear people say, well, You had all these forbearances during COVID. And what about when all those hit the market? They're not going to come there. They're not on the way. Why? So their forbearance are about to come to an end. Many are concerned that the housing market will experience a wave of foreclosures like what happened after the housing bubble 15 years ago. It is now 15 years ago. Reasons why it won't happen. Number one, there are fewer homeowners in trouble this time. After the last housing crash, about 9.3 million households lost their home to a foreclosure, short sale, or because they simply gave it back to the bank. As stay-at-home orders were issued earlier last year, the overwhelming fear was the pandemic would decimate the housing industry in a similar way. Many experts projected 30% of all mortgage holders would enter the forbearance program. Only 8.5% actually did, and that number is now down to 3.5%. As of last Friday, the total number of mortgages still in forbearance stood at 1,863,000. Definitely a big number, but nowhere near 9.3 million. Number two, most of the 1.86 million in forbearance have enough equity to sell their home. Of the 1.86 million homeowners currently in forbearance, 87% have at least 10% equity in their homes. The 10% equity number is important because it enables homeowners to sell their houses and pay the related expenses instead of facing the hit on their credit that a foreclosure or short sale would create. If you want to maximize the amount of money that you're going to get for that property, give me a call, 800-306-1990. I am not a real estate agent, but I can tell you how our Team 53 process works, and it'll get you the absolute highest market value every time. And it'll almost always get done in 53 days or less. You get the check, not just that you get sold, but the check is in your hands, 53 days. Of the remaining 13% might not have all the options to sell. So if the entire 13% of the 1.86 million homes went into foreclosure, that would total 241,800 mortgages. To give that number context, here are the annual foreclosure numbers of the 3 years leading up to the pandemic. In 2017, 314,220. 2018, 279,040. 2019, 277,520. So even if all 13% of that 1.86 million of less than 10% equity went into foreclosure, that would still be less than the 277,000 that went to foreclosure in 2019. Probably the number of foreclosures coming out of the forbearance program is nowhere near the number of foreclosures coming out of the housing crash 15 years ago. The number does, however, draw a similar comparison to 3 years prior to the pandemic. Number three, current market can absorb any listings coming to the market. When foreclosures hit the market in 2008, there was an excess supply of homes for sale. The situation is exactly the opposite today. In 2008, there was a 9-month supply of listings for sale. Today, that number stands at less than 3 months of inventory on the market. Lawrence Yoon, chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, NAR, explains when addressing potential foreclosures emerging from the forbearance program, quote, any foreclosure increases will likely be quickly absorbed by the market. It will not lead to any price declines, unquote. Number four, those in power will do whatever is necessary to prevent a wave of foreclosures. Just last Friday, or a week ago, the White House released a fact sheet explaining how homeowners with government-backed mortgages will be given further options to enable them to keep their homes when exiting forbearance. Here are a couple examples mentioned in the release. Quote, for homeowners who can resume their pre-pandemic monthly mortgage payment and where agencies have the authority, agencies will continue requiring mortgage servicers to offer options that allow borrowers to move missed payments to the end of the mortgage at no additional cost to the borrower, unquote. They went on to say, quote, the new steps the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, Department of Agriculture, that would be USDA, and Department of Veterans Affairs, VA, are announcing will aim to provide homeowners with roughly 25% reduction in borrowers' monthly principal and interest payments to ensure they can afford to remain in their homes and build equity long term. So this brings options for homeowners with mortgages backed by HUD, USDA, and VA closer in alignment with the option for homeowners with mortgages backed by Fannie and Freddie. When evaluating the 4 reasons that I just mentioned, it's clear there will not be a flood of foreclosures coming to the market as the forbearance program winds down. Bottom line, and here's a great resource if you're having anything to do with real estate. Ivy Zellman, founder of the major housing market analytical firm Zellman & Associates, do great research. What did Ivy Zellman have to say? Quote, the likelihood of us having a foreclosure crisis again is about 0, unquote. So don't sit there waiting for the prices to go down because of a foreclosure crisis. Likelihood is it is not on the horizon. So just be cognizant of that issue. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Get that dream home. Get the information about your home. Your home probably is your dream home if you're not selling right now. If you are selling, another free tool from Ron Siegel Radio. Yes, you can text HSG to 79564, HSG 79564. Get your home seller's guide. Again, it is a free tool from your friends at Ron Siegel Radio. HSG, home seller guide to 79564. Let's continue our conversation with retiring on $15,000 a month, no 401k, no IRA. You just have a mortgage. Wow. How you doing that? Well, and remember, so what I'm going to start sharing with you right now, right here on Ron Siegel Radio, I'm going to share with you this program, and here's the characteristics of what we're talking about here. It's liquid. It is safe. Now, can't always say guaranteed, but it's close to guaranteed, right? The only thing that we could ever say in investing that's guaranteed is things that are backed by the full faith of the United States government. But here's the issue. Here's what we're talking about in this situation is the products. You can have an insurance policy protecting the products. Think about this concept. Now, what are the rate of return? Again, potentially, I say 8%. Why do I say potentially 8%? Because that's what the last 30 years have brought. 8% return on the investment. So if it's done it for the last 30, could it happen potentially in the future? Yeah. Now, the investment also says that we're looking at a minimum of 2%, maximum of 13%. So got some good guidance there. Now, how do we do this whole thing? And this is an exact client. I haven't changed any of the numbers. In fact, I should have probably even put some different mortgage numbers in because I didn't even use different mortgage numbers on this scenario, right? So I use mortgage numbers from probably 15, 18 years ago. And actually, it's probably 2009. So that give you an idea of how long it was. Because right at this time, there was a real challenge with getting decent appraisals. It was right after the Dodd-Frank came in and appraisal management came in and all that kind of good stuff. So this particular household, they had a property that was valued at $630,000. And we did a $504,000 new mortgage for them. And that liberated $126,000 of equity. We were able to take $126,000 out of their property and put it into our investment vehicle. Now, just to go back, and I don't think I mentioned this in the last segment, home equity has a 0 rate of return, always. I'll prove it to you. So if you have a $500,000 house and it appreciates at 5%, that property is appreciating $25,000 a year. If you have a $250,000 mortgage on that $500,000 house, so you owe $250,000, you've got $250,000 in equity, and that property appreciates at 5%, but went up $25,000, same as if you had no mortgage. You had 100% equity, free and clear. What if you owe $480,000 on that $500,000 house. You've got $20,000 in equity. You guessed it. You're still sitting at the same 25%, the same $25,000 in your rate of return. So think about that concept here when I share this with you on how we're going to go to $18,000 a month. And I don't know how I got my timing off, but it looks like we're going to have to do that. Well, we're going to do that in the next segment, it looks like. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, I'm going to give you the numbers on this $15,000 a month. You can reach me anytime off air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
If you're listening to this program, building personal wealth is a topic you're familiar with, and you probably understand that making money is about creating a high income from a high-paying job or running a business, while building wealth, on the other hand, is about creating a stock of value that goes up over time. You've also probably noticed lately that prices for fuel, groceries, and raw materials are skyrocketing, while your monthly income remains flat. Welcome to Inflation 101. One of the fastest growing wealth building strategies is utilizing your current assets with little or no risk, like the equity in your home. Realty Pro 100 has been helping people like you increase their net worth by $50,000 to $75,000 per year. Now's the time to put your money to work for you and beat inflation. Learn more and start building your wealth by contacting Realty Pro 100. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. Text My Wealth Builder to 79564. Receive free information on how the Realty Pro 100 Wealth Builder program works and if it's the right wealth building strategy for you. License DRE 02059058.
Hey friends, do you dream of mortgage-free home ownership? Are you aware that even if you own your home free and clear, it could still be costing you thousands per year? The Siegel Lending Team can help you generate tax-free income, accumulate family wealth, and maintain ownership of your home. By simply emailing your most recent mortgage statement, you'll receive a no-obligation real estate plan. Learn more by calling 1-800-306-1990 or email me your recent mortgage statement to PEAR@RonSiegelRadio.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at ronismylender.com. That's ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a renter and tired of making monthly payments, paying off someone else's mortgage? Hey, it's Ron Siegel here to help you stop renting and start owning your dream home with amazing low interest rates. And you could potentially qualify for a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket. So stop renting. Start owning with Ron Siegel. Learn more at ronsiegelradio.com and start owning today. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Better Outcomes segment today being brought to you by mycdlp.com, mycdlp.com. So, can I buy a house if my name is still on the mortgage to the marital home? That is our subject today I can't buy a new home if I'm still on the marital mortgage, quote unquote. It's a statement I often hear by the spouse leaving the marital home. Fortunately, it isn't necessarily true. In many divorce situations, the spouse retaining the marital home will not qualify to refinance the current mortgage, and the vacating spouse believes they cannot qualify to purchase a new home while remaining on the mortgage for the marital home. The thought process seems rational. However, there are certain steps and verbiage to include in the divorce settlement agreement that can remove this obstacle. While many mortgage companies have their own guidelines or overlays to investor underwriting guidelines, a certified divorce lending professional will know how to handle court-ordered assignment of debt and the correct verbiage needed in the divorce settlement agreement or separation agreement. When a borrower has an outstanding debt that was assigned to another party by court order, such as under a divorce decree or separation agreement, and the creditor does not release the borrower from liability, the borrower has a contingent liability as part of the borrower's recurring monthly debt obligations if handled properly. The key, however, is to work with a knowledgeable and trained divorce lending professional. A CDLP understands the divorce requirements or the different requirements of working with contingent liabilities. There can be hidden issues, including title requirements, as well as payments made by the spouse that is now liable. Those hidden issues can result in denied mortgage financing. The certified divorce lending professional brings tremendous value to the divorce team. During the settlement process, their background knowledge of family law, financial, and tax planning, real property, and mortgage financing allows them to better support and assist the divorce team and divorcing homeowners. Do you have questions about how divorce may impact your ability to obtain mortgage financing? As a certified divorce lending professional, I understand the knowledge. I've gone through the courses and experience can help make the transition much smoother and successful for all parties involved. Working with a certified divorce lending professional and incorporating divorce mortgage planning into the divorce settlement early before the decree has come about may help both spouses obtain new mortgage financing post-divorce. Give us a call today for a copy of the Divorcing Your Mortgage Homeowner Workbook. It's a guide to credit, real estate, and mortgage financing after divorce. This workbook will help you get organized, be prepared, and understand your mortgage financing position, whether you are needing to refinance the marital home in an equity buyout situation or prepare to sell and purchase a new home post-divorce. You can get that by texting My DYM Workbook to 79564, My DYM, Divorce Your Mortgage, My DYM Workbook to 79564, or go to mydymworkbook.com. Mydymworkbook.com will get that to you. So now let's go back and talk about how we're getting to that $15,000 in retirement income. So we took that $630,000 property. We liberated $126,000. We did that in year one. We invested that, no, not at the potential 8% return that we talked about earlier in the broadcast. I used 7.2 just because the rule of 72 says that at 7.2, your money doubles every 10 years. You divide 72 by the rate of return. So 72 divided by 7.2, 10 years. So here's the way this works. In the first year, we liberated $126,000. Now, if the property went up, and we used a 5.29% appreciation rate, because when I did this, that was the number for California. I think that's now up to 5.32%. What if I pop that 5.32 in there while I'm live on air, which is not a smart thing of me to do, but I'm going to try it anyway and see how these numbers change. Yeah, I just did it. Okay. So after 5 years, that property potential value is $653,000. Now, let's liberate another $149,000 from the property, but that original $126,000 has grown to $178,000. Add those two together, you've got $351,000 in this separate investment vehicle. 5 years after that, so now we're at year 10. Property value is $1,057,000. We're going to get a new mortgage for $846,000. I'm sorry. No, the mortgage is $846,000. Our side account, when we took that 126, 149, that's now appreciated potentially to $252,533. But we're liberating another $139,000. So our side account has just short of $500,000, $497,07. 15 years. Property value is now at $1,370,000. We've got a mortgage of $1,096,000. Our investment account has 300. Our investment account is growing as well. We're liberating $250,000. Our investment account now has $977,000 in it. $977,000. So now, think about where we're going here. We're just starting to grow rapidly. After 20 years, property value is $1,776,000. We've got $1,700,000 in our side account. That's cash in the side account, right? And I told you we're keeping increasing our mortgage. We're at $1,400,000 on the mortgage, so we're getting that arbitrage between our loan amount, our interest rate on our mortgage, and our side account, continuing to grow. Let's look at it after 30 years. Well, now our property is worth just short of $3 million potentially, $2,983,088 if we continue going with that same appreciation rate. Now we know that it's not going to be the same every year, but we're just using it for educational purposes. Our mortgage is now $1,800,000, but our side account has grown to $4.7 million. Now we're doing this all in a tax-advantaged environment, not a 401k, not an IRA. It is liquid, right? It is secure. So if we take a 5% annual distribution, that's $19,000 that we're taking out of the side account. Are we paying taxes on it? No, we're borrowing it. $19,000, $19,700 a month. $19,700. If we used a 6% mortgage rate, you know the mortgage rate's about half of that. So all these numbers are going to be much, much bigger than what I'm telling you. If I put in today's current numbers or the average numbers for the last 5 years, these numbers are all going to be significantly larger, right? Your mortgage is going to be so much lower. The appreciation is higher than what we've been working with. The growth rate is potentially higher than we've been working with. So that side account, right? We're looking at a net worth at the end of the time period of $5.87 million, right? That would be the difference between the property's value less the mortgage, add the side account. So we're looking at $5.8 million. We're going to take a distribution of 5%. That's $19,702. That's our monthly distribution, right? We're going to just do that 5% divided by 12. What if we paid off the mortgage? Right? We have enough cash that we could do that. So then we're looking at $12,000 a month. Why would we want to? Right? Does that make any sense to us to want to pay that off? No. Again, remember I told you that earlier on in the broadcast. We only pay off the mortgage when it's emotional, not when it's from a financial benefits standpoint. We don't do that. So think about that concept. And then you think about what we've talked to with our friends from Realty Pro 100 about their Wealth Builder program. And again, you can text RSR Wealth to 79564, RSR Wealth to 79564, and get that whole program there. You can also get every week we update our Market in a Minute. So text Market Minute to 79564, give you a whole idea of what's going on in the marketplace. Market Minute to 79564. And as always, I ask you, set that first radio preset button to come back here every Sunday morning and join us on Ron Siegel Radio every Sunday morning at this time. And remember, so that you can, got all these messages coming into me, so it's always fun here. So come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh's Engineering yesterday. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. Talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Pour me something tall and strong.